What's up, Interworld? That's what we call it. We call it Interworld. What's up,
Oh,
YouTube?
happy day.
Yes, it is. What up,
Oh,
Periscope?
happy day.
What up, Twitter? It's a happy day! Ah! I got the black t-shirt on. He's got the black Negro Damas. It's black everything. Black Monday. Happy Black Monday. And it's not even Martin Luther King Day, y'all. Hallelujah! After 10 years, 100 losses, only 62 wins to his credit, and that tie across the pond. The Washington Redskins. Dan Snyder, I don't know if he's about to die or what, but finally looks like he's being functional. They got rid of Satan. They really did. They got rid of Satan today.
And they got rid of Beelzebub, too. Larry Hess was
They
also
got rid
terminated.
of Larry Hess, too.
And also reports Alex Santos will be out.
Yep, I saw that. Oh, my God. Amir, we've been talking about this. We've been talking about
We've been
this.
dreaming about this.
We've been dreaming about this. I could taste it. Oh, my God. It's like you've been in the desert for so long, and you get out there, and you like, oh, I want a cracker. Well, we got premium or Ritz. I don't give a damn. Give me a cracker. The Redskins have finally did something right. Now they say, well, they screwed up. We don't know. But this is a step in the right direction. I don't know what Dan Snyder's smoking. I wish I could get some of it.
Apparently, whatever that premium stuff is, because a couple hours ago, he was at dinner with Ron Rivera and reportedly Barack Obama.
That's right. Because you know why? Barack Obama
is a Bears fan.
Barack Obama is a Bears fan. And also DC's mayor. DC's mayor. Come on now. You got to do this. You got to think about it. What's up, y'all? JD wants to join. Shoot me your email and Twitter, JD. And we'll get you on here. But y'all, I mean, my God, is this real?
Is this real life?
And you know how it was when we talked about it on Saturday about him being out of football operations.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
I thought he was just gonna be out of ops. I thought okay, they'll probably have him for the stadium, and
there's got to be a caveat here, right?
There had to been.
There had to be, but there wasn't. What's up, Skins fan all day? I know he happy. I'll tell you one thing. You know Skins fan all day. He laughing. He like, and he got that. He gonna have his filter on too. Him and them big teeth. He had them big country teeth on there too. But bruh, Amir, I tell you what, this is absolutely like everything happened perfectly according to the plan. Yeah. Everything happened. Like we had to go through these struggles.
As Amir Stradamus had predicted. No, not really.
No, you didn't predict all that. But I mean, it's kind of scary. We can say this because I got the tweets to prove it. I said that the Redskins should go and look at who did I say, Amir?
Oh, was that Riverboat Ron?
I said that after the Monday that he lost his job to who?
The Carolina Panthers, I believe.
To the Redskins, yes, absolutely.
Yes.
That's what I said. And what is happening? And then I'm going to talk to people. I've been looking on here and people been pissing me off. They've been pissing me off. They're like, I'm not sold on this. I'm not sold on it. I'm going to give you a transit property right here if you go out and get Riverboat Ron. How many of y'all would have thought if I told you in 2004 a coach who was 68 and 60 would come to lead a franchise? Really had some success. He was the first head coach in that franchise's history. Then he was going to a declining franchise in a big market, smaller market to a bigger market. Charlotte's not a big market; it's getting bigger, but DC's a bigger market. Tom Coughlin,
DC
has
sorry to interrupt, but just
Yeah.
with all the championships it's won in the past 2 years. You had the Cavs,
Yes.
you had the Valor when they were still around. They won the AFL.
Yeah.
You had the Mystics who won the WNBA, and of course the Nats most recently winning the World Series. I mean,
Yeah, man.
DC has officially become the District of Champions.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, dude, you think about it. We'll get JD on here in a second. Tell us what he thinks. But I mean, it's just it's hard to put this in words. We got about you and I. We always talk, even though we don't do videos. I usually do videos on my personal Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to accept it and then come in and create yourself, JD. I know it's sent. I just sent it. And we talked about this, and we like to bounce ideas off stuff. I usually shoot down your ideas, and you shoot down mine. But like I'm the more conservative of us. Believe it or not, I would say that in the way in how straight laced I am about a lot of things with this team. You think outside the box. I have tunnel vision. Excuse me. Been under the weather, and what I'm saying is, but we make a decent team. That's Indeed. What you need in the world. You can't have two people that have tunnel vision. You got to have people who go out and they see both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Ron Rivera, you can get somebody who's they're getting somebody who has character.
Absolutely.
Me. I am under. Well, they're getting a guy. They're trying to go out here and get a guy who is who's a builder of men. Because if you can build a man, you can build a team. So I'm like, dude, this is great.
It really is because
yeah.
People are saying like, oh, well, why are you hiring the coach before you hire the GM or the president? And it's just like. Well, there was a team recently who did this. Who was it that hired the coach? Oh, it was the Bills.
Right.
It was the Buffalo Bills. Sean McDermott. They hired him as coach before they named a GM.
Mm-hmm.
And then they brought on Brandon Beane, who was also from Carolina.
Right.
And somebody that Sean McDermott was familiar with and had a good relationship with.
Right.
Ron Rivera has a really good relationship with AJ Smith. Father of Kyle Smith.
Kyle Smith. That's right, because he was in the Chargers.
That's right. So, having that relationship with AJ Smith, more than likely, from deductive reasoning, he should have somewhat of a relationship with Kyle Smith. And we've all been, there has been major speculation for a couple of years that Kyle Smith has been garnering interest around the league as a potential GM. And it wouldn't surprise, it was with him, Eric Schaefer, and Doug Williams as pretty much the guys wanting to run this franchise. And the only thing standing in their way really was Bruce Allen.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been reports that come out today that the three of them, I'm just gonna dump them the three amigos for right now, just so I have something catchy for them. The three amigos had disagreements with Bruce Allen all the time of how Bruce wanted to run the team versus how they wanted to run the team, and of course, with Bruce being president, his word went.
Right.
He had the final say, so it didn't matter what they said. I mean, look at when they traded for Alex Smith. He told Doug Williams, "Turn your phone off. Don't say anything."
Yeah, you can't run a healthy house. You can't have a happy home and do that bull crap. You know that. Like I and people. I always told, and you and I, we alluded to this a while back about Dan Snyder. Like I said, people always talk about him being the worst owner in professional sports, which he probably is. But he's a different type of owner if you think about it. He's a guy. A lot of these owners in the NFL, they either had stakes in teams or it was passed down through history.
Right.
Like like Jerry Jones, he comes from money. He was able to buy the Cowboys. His method worked at first, and then it kind of fell off. But Dan Snyder, he's been broke. He had to come back. He bought his favorite team. And he wanted to win his way.
That's right. I
Y'all,
mean, and he's had adversity in life too.
right?
Both him and his wife had cancer, right?
Yeah. And then I think personally that gives you the right to be mad at the world. That's just that's my thought in the whole thing. But people always talk about they talk about he's the worst owner. I really think he lacks social skills. I just think he's this awkward fella. And whether that's and that's not me defending him. Please don't think I'm defending him and some of his actions. But I want to step away real quick, Amir. So I'm gonna let you elaborate, and I'll be right back. Okay?
Sure, no problem.
Uh-huh.
Alrighty, guys. So, what Sanchez is saying, we're in no way defending Dan Snyder's actions throughout the past 20 plus years. 20 years exactly, just about. But we are talking about the implications of a man who has faced adversity in life, especially with the kind of terrible illness that cancer is. I don't know if any of you have ever experienced it or have had a family member close to you or a friend who's experienced that terrible, terrible disease. But it as Porter has pointed out, Dan Snyder has a right to be mad at the world with that. He bought his favorite team, his childhood favorite team, and he just was trying to run it the way a fan would run it. You can't tell me that any of us would have made a better decision running the Redskins more than what Dan Snyder has. Well, none of us are football operation people. None of us have gone to business school. So, the majority of us have gone to business school. But saying that, he is learned throughout the process of owning this team. And today was a big step in letting go of someone who is more nostalgic than not, and letting go of Bruce Allen, son of George Allen, Hall of Fame coached the Redskins for years, took them to their first Super Bowl. And letting go of the past is the first step in taking towards the future. Would you agree? We cannot hear you, Sanchez. Cannot hear you, sir.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Having trouble getting JD on here, so
Well, let me just forward him. I'm gonna send him the link I have.
I sent him the link in Twitter, so
okay,
that's actually easier than sending it there. I think, and you got to click the then enter broadcast studio. I just hope. Cowboys X Factor, man. Hey, look, after the way y'all beat up on us, I think Jason Garrett deserves another year. I do. I really do.
I think he deserves an extension for 3 years. I think
he does. He deserves a 10-year extension, a part in the ownership, an adoption paper to the Jones family. Man, I really do.
Control of the draft.
And his own.
I think the stadium lights should be replaced with clappers.
Yes, they should. That's their opening light show at Cowboy Stadium. When the lights off,
it's just Jason Garrett out in the middle of the field.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's what happened on Sunday, because at the end of the day, my team is playing. Hey, man, it's all right though. Y'all so funny. Well, hey, man, I'm just saying, we ain't trying to be funny. There we go. We finally got this brother up in here. Here we
How's it going, guys?
Is he there?
Lord have mercy.
What up?
Y'all, the missing link. And You know what? I'm mad at you, JD, because you went up to that game last week, and I was up there too. And then I had to find out on YouTube.
I'm sorry about that. You were in Pittsburgh and you never did contact me when
I
you were in
did.
Pittsburgh.
No, I did. I contacted you. I contacted you when I was up in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
When I was up there this summer, I contacted you. So
I've been landlocked in California. Sorry.
Yeah, you're about
Well,
to.
I was there last week too, out there. No, I was kidding.
I was like, mother.
So,
I'm
so JD, how you feeling, man? What you think? With thoughts this morning of the whole of everything that's going on.
Well, just when I think that Dan Snyder can't do anything more stupid, he goes ahead and totally redeems himself. That's all I gotta say. Finally got rid of the bad apple that is Bruce Allen. Got rid of we'll see. I mean, he could just make one good move and follow up by 5 bad ones, and it negates it. But getting rid of Bruce Allen is definitely a plus. That's addition by subtraction. And then if we do have Ron Rivera, it wasn't my first choice, but it wasn't a bad choice. He was on the list that I was suspecting. But it's not a bad choice by any stretch. I think I've voiced my opinion. I don't like hiring defensive-minded coaches because if McConnell or our offense coordinator does well, then someone's going to take him as a head coach, like they've done with LaFleur and McShay and Shanahan. So they've done that. That's been happening to us 3 times now with players.
Well, to be fair, Shanahan and LaFleur were not with the team at the time when they were hired as head coach.
Well, I got you, but we basically lost out on the opportunity to have them as head coaches, and they've gone somewhere. And last year, one of them was in the Super Bowl, and this year, 2 of them are the 1 and 2 seed, I think, in the NFC, or
they're the 1 and 2 seeds.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying that. That's why offensive coordinators. It's not, and not to mention we have a young quarterback. So let's say next year Haskins continues to grow, and we keep the offensive coordinator, and someone takes him. Now he's going to have to go through another coordinator. But other than that, I think getting Rivera was great, considering how bad the defense was this year.
Mm-hmm.
If our defense was halfway decent, we'd have probably won at least 4 or 5 more games.
Yeah. But talk about the power move that Snyder pulled for dinner tonight. I mean, I'm not sure where they went to dinner at, probably Morton's, but like he brought up Barack Obama. I mean, that's a power move. That's power, guys.
He's trying to get that stadium himself. That's what I'm thinking, and he's got to get to DC's mayor somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would do it.
Yeah. So, to both of y'all's points about LaFleur and Shanahan. We can cry over that spilt milk, but at the end of the day, Mike Shanahan and his staff were dismissed. They were all dismissed, especially on the offensive side. All his loyalists were fired. We did keep most of that defensive staff. Haslett would transition over.
McVay was kept on because of potential.
Right. So I see where you're coming from, JD. I see where you're coming from, Amir. But like at the end of the day, would we have really kept them to be the head coaches with the situation we had with Bruce Allen, and then
Shanahan RG3 at the time.
Yeah, that would have been. It's all stipulations and speculation at this point.
I mean, if we want to be fair, McVay went through a team that had a whole bunch of really good defensive players, number 1 overall quarterback, Todd Gurley. Matt LaFleur went to the Packers and has Aaron Rodgers and has a very good defense his first year there. And then Shanahan goes to a team that has a very solid defense and a pretty decent quarterback. So, I mean, they also got cherry-pick good situations. So, I mean, we can probably look at the other side of that coin. All of them are in very good situations at the moment.
Right. So, and Shanahan was 5-11 his first 2 seasons. So, it is what it is. So he's built the program, and I think LaFleur and McVay, they've kind of inherited the talent. And now, you're looking at McVay now in LA. They're getting ready to be in contract hell because what is like 75% of their salary is tied up, or their cap space is tied up in like four players.
Their cap
like it
is terrible right
so,
now. They're gonna who's the GM for the Rams? Les Snead, right?
Yeah, Les Snead.
Les Snead's gonna get fired after next year.
So what do you guys think they're gonna do with GM? Let Ron Rivera run the whole thing?
No, Ron Rivera doesn't want to run it. Actually, he releases. Somebody asked him about like how do you feel about if someone asks you for do you want total control? Do you want? And he says he doesn't want total control. He wants to control who is active on Sunday, and he wants to be able to go to the owner if there's ever an issue between himself and the GM.
Mm-hmm.
But he does not want control of pro personnel. What I think is going to happen, I was just mentioning this to Corey here. I'm not sure you got to hear it, JD, is Kyle Smith. Kyle Smith is the son of AJ Smith, former GM, longtime GM of the Los Angeles Chargers. Ron Rivera was a member of the Chargers coaching staff before he went on to become the head coach for the Panthers. And he has a very good relationship with AJ Smith. With Kyle Smith already being in the building, there's been speculation for a couple years that we should probably make him GM, but Bruce Allen was in the way, and there was possibility that Kyle Smith said that he didn't want the job because Bruce Allen was there, because that was scaring away head coaching candidates as well as GM candidates was Bruce Allen. But now that ding dong, the witch is dead, we don't have to really worry about that right now.
Mm-hmm.
If we because I believe we already talked to Mike McCarthy at some point, and now we're talking to Ron Rivera.
Anyway, to be honest.
McCarthy?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want McCarthy either.
You have Aaron Rodgers, and you have no imagination on offense. I'm sorry, first year quarterback came in and did what he hasn't had a record that good in a few years. I'm sorry. I think Mike McCarthy's probably not a bad coach. He's probably good somewhere. He might be actually good in. I think he'd be good in Cleveland, not with us.
I mean, everybody goes to Cleveland to die. That's So if you want to see Mike McCarthy gone in a couple of years, so I think Mike McCarthy for whatever it is, I think he's kind of he might be a little bit more overvalued than anything. And like I said, with Ron Rivera, what I like about him is he was able to let Cam be Cam and still get him to focus on being a quarterback. They take him a little bit of time, yeah. And I think he can do this with Haskins. He's like, it's okay to be you. You can be you. That's fine. But when you're in this building, you're the leader of this team, and you got to leave that stuff at the door. Come in here, be the leader, be the captain, execute, do all the stuff you need to do to be successful on Sundays. I think that is a huge selling point. I think a lot of people undervalue that for him. Like we said already, he's a leader of men. This is the best hire potentially that the Redskins will make since Marty Schottenheimer. And I didn't say that wrong. I said since Marty Schottenheimer. I think Joe Gibbs 2.0 it was just a little bit of mixed bags of tricks.
It wasn't too. I mean, he got 2 playoff appearances out of it, and the thing is, like, Joe Gibbs lost his will to coach after Sean Taylor died,
right?
Because he wanted to build that team around Sean Taylor.
Yeah, he just drafted Lon Landry. Yeah, 1-2 punch. We had the original Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor before there was Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor.
Exactly.
Seriously, yeah.
I
think it took. I agree with you. I think it took way too much out of him. It took way too much out of him to have the coach after that, and then to try to coach beyond that.
Mm-hmm. Which is why he decided not to.
Yeah.
And there was so much bad karma with how Greg Williams was supposed to take over the team, and then he didn't, and they went with Jim Zorn, and then all of that crap happened with Jim Zorn for the 2 years, and then we had Shanahan come in. Shanahan was a 2-time Super Bowl winning head coach. He wanted control of the team. Snyder was backing off, and then Allen kind of came in there to kind of try and lead a coup d'etat, and who knows where we would have been if Shanahan actually got the control that he wanted. Who knows?
But I think even with this situation right here, with the Redskins
is
now,
someone traveling through like warp speed or something?
Hey JD, what are you doing? You sound like you're going through a wind tunnel, man.
No, I'm just driving my car on the way home from work.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Lord, all them tunnels in Pittsburgh, probably.
I know when to avoid all the tunnels. So.
Oh, excuse me. Anyway, but
on a scale of 1 to 10, real quick, how shocked are you guys? Not that they removed him from player operation, but that they actually fired him. I was shocked on like a scale of 1 to 10, like a 9.9 on how that they fired him, not that they removed him from football operations. That surprised me. That
surprised me more that he was completely let go from the team, because I thought he was going to stay around for some kind of capacity to help with the stadium, but the fact that he was completely removed from the team speaks volumes to how much Dan Snyder was really listening to the outside people he was talking to, people outside the organization, because he needed to get a clear perspective from people outside looking in versus people on the inside looking inside.
Yeah, like Saturday, like it was reported that he was basically going to be removed from football operations, but still in some capacity be involved with the Washington Redskins.
Mm-hmm.
That was what was reported like Saturday. And then this morning, it was reported that he was fired, like completely fired from all Redskins organizational whatever.
Right.
And that surprised me more than him being, because he had to remove him, because I went to the game on last Sunday, and there was a lot of Giants fans there compared
on
to
that left side. On that left, if you looking on the side with the Giants, it was nothing but blue. It looked like a college. Did it not look like a college game? Behind the Giants bench, it was like blue on it behind the Giants bench. And you asked us to rate it. I say 3. I say 3. And you know why? You say I'm a bull. You can call me a bullshitter if you want to on this. Dan Snyder does not like to be embarrassed. He doesn't. He doesn't like stuff to affect his bottom line. Y'all know this.
Mm-hmm.
So when they said
he likes his money, yep.
Yeah, he likes his money. He really does. And his bottom line was affected. Like FedEx Field, when we went up there, dude, I'll tell you this. We sat in those dream seats to the second row from the end zone for $120 a piece. My fiance and my cousin went with me. It was part of her Christmas. It's part of my fiance's Christmas present. And $120. Think about that. $120
per ticket or total?
Per ticket. For that
section, that's amazing.
For that section. Because I went and looked at them against for the Eagles game, and it was like $230.
I'll have to send you a picture where I sat. We only paid $20 a ticket where I sat, and it was good seats.
Shoot, we got free food with our ticket. We got free food with our ticket.
I didn't get free food.
Yeah,
although
we got
the ribs right next to my seat were really good. The ribs were
there you go.
Good.
Yeah, my seats were awesome too.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say something aside real quick. I was really satisfied with my trip in and out of Landover and the game. Yeah, I've always heard that like FedEx wasn't a nice field. Go to Pittsburgh sometime; it's not even close to how nice FedEx is. I'm just being honest. Maybe I've only been to a couple of them, but maybe there's a better field out there. But I actually like I like getting into the game, out of the game, everything. It actually was a really good experience.
We actually,
JD, if they're because they should be playing Heinz Field next year. Are you going?
I'll be at that. Me and my wife have already put aside money to buy tickets for that.
There you go.
If I ever get back to Maryland, where my job right now, there's the opening of a store somewhere in Maryland. If I get that store and I get back that way, I told my wife I'm going to be a season ticket holder because
there you go.
It's only 2 hours from where we lived in Maryland, so it's actually not that far. And I thought it was a lot worse of an experience getting in and out. I've always heard horror stories that it takes hours to get in the game, hours to get out of the game. And I did not. I was out of bumper traffic 20 minutes from getting to my car. It was very fast getting out of there. It was nice. It was a pleasant experience.
We got a chance to. We took the metro from Springfield, and we walked the half a mile up to the stadium, and we actually got to. If you didn't know, I was on TV. We got to go to the post game live, and got to meet Santana Moss and Brian Mitchell and all these guys, and I got to photobomb on live television. It was fun.
Did see that. I was
sliding in DMs and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, it was a great experience. I think.
Wait, were you the guy with no shirt on that was just waving at the camera?
No, that was not me.
Right.
No. No, I did. So true story though. So Ron Torbert was the official, and before it came out in the second half, I actually talked to him. I said, Ron, I look at him, and I called him. And I said he probably won't answer me, so I kept on. I was like, Ronald. I said, and he looked back. Right. I said, can I have your flag? And he started laughing. He was like, no. I said, man, you already make all this lawyer money in your regular time. And he kind of laughed at me he said, how does he know this? You know what? Because I've researched everything about the damn game. All the irrelevant shit. I knew where the Giants broadcasters were. That's how crazy it was. But it was a good interaction. Actually, Cody Sensabaugh, who got signed that week of that game, is from Kingsport, Tennessee. I used to work with his cousin, and he's actually Gerald Sensabaugh's brother who played for Dallas. I actually got him to come over and talk to us, and he actually took a picture with me. He didn't have to do that, but that meant the world. That was so cool. But yeah, it was a great experience. Just kind of rambling off there, but not to take away from today, y'all. These losses, these games, they all meant something. The struggle, hopefully, we don't F this up. We don't take 10 steps forward to go 20 steps backwards, because this is monumental. Larry Hess had been here since, 2003?
2002.
2002.
17 years.
He's seen Steve Spurrier, Joe Gibbs, Jim Thorne, Mike Shanahan, and Jay Gruden, and Bill Callahan. We'll keep him in there too. He's been through 6 head coaches. God knows how many quarterbacks he's seen. From Shane Matthews to Dwayne Haskins. He's seen all those quarterbacks. To Stephen Davis, to who ran the ball for it was Adrian Peterson last week. I mean, Dan Snyder, I don't know what is this man. I don't know what happened to him. But I like.
Did you see Quentin Dunbar's reaction to Larry Hess being dismissed?
No, what did he say?
He said, I'm going to pull it up right now. It's on Twitter.
And I think a lot of these guys were thinking that more of the same was going to happen.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. If you think about it, you got to be super optimistic about getting Rivera.
Yeah.
His quarterback, his last, the whole time he's been in Carolina, Cam Newton's completion percentage is only 40 or 55%. And he's won, he's won the amount of games he's won on a consistent basis. And his quarterback, I mean, obviously the 1 year he was MVP, but he only completes about 50-some% of his passes. And if Haskins plays like he did the last 6 quarters he played this year, I mean, what's Ron Rivera going to do with like an actually explosive quarterback who can actually throw the ball consistently? And if he puts
and
anything,
Haskins is more of a pure passer than what Cam Newton was. Cam Newton's a
very
passer,
true.
but
I think Haskins is underrated as a runner. I'm going to say that. I think he can actually move pretty good for what's supposed to be a stationary quarterback. I wouldn't make him run a lot of options or anything, but
right.
He's sneaky.
But Quentin Dunbar did tweet out at earlier today, Larry Gone, surprise emoji. What a surprise, not. Apparently, Larry Hess was not well liked amongst the players. With him and Allen gone, there is speculation that Trent Williams might return.
What all coaches you think they should keep?
What coaches?
I was thinking O'Connell, and I heard good things about Ike Hilliard too.
I've heard nothing but good things about Ike Hilliard.
Yeah, I heard stuff about that. I don't know if Randy Jordan. You're going to have to get another tight ends coach. And you know who I think would be great for a tight ends coach?
Cooley?
No, call up. He'd be getting ready to retire. Call Greg Olson. Come on up here.
Greg Olson was saying he's seeing the writing on the wall in Carolina. So
come on up.
Yeah, I mean he had an amazing relationship with Rivera.
Yeah,
so,
I might come on up to the upper room.
He might just sign him anyways, just to have depth at the tight end chart. I mean,
yeah, I said come on up here, be coach, stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cooley make a better scout than a coach.
Yeah, Cooley's scouting actually. His film breakdowns were really good.
Yeah. Breaking news: they just fired Larry Michael.
But he's very good at breaking down game film.
No, I'm kidding. I'm joking with you.
I'm like, wow,
they're really cleaning the house, and that was the case. They did retire skin tangibles though.
Yes, thank God.
Yes, they did do that. So
I think they should try to keep Callahan. I mean, after the progression that you saw with Haskins, you kind of like he needs a familiar face. One that actually.
I think Callahan needs more of a fresh start.
I don't disagree with that either, but I'm just saying it might be Haskins might actually be like, listen, man, I want to keep Callahan if we can, at least as our offensive line coach. He believed in me. You're gonna take the guy who believed in me and kick him out the door.
Mm-hmm.
Did it?
You gotta look at the progression of Haskins that he had from when he started till like the end of the season. You gotta look at that and be like, there's something going on there that he did something right. That's all I'm not saying.
Yeah, I swear.
Consideration. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I swear. If you think about that, and you talk about the Giants game, if Dwayne Haskins plays that game throughout, I think the Redskins win that game. I think they win that game. They would have won that game just the way his confidence that he played with.
That Dwayne Haskins in that Giants game, like even in the Philly game, where he put on his best statistical performance and everything. You and Corey, you and I talked about it on to nauseam, to no end of how we saw him learn each and every single week. We saw the progression. We saw the wheels start to turn and click in his mind as far as his decision making would go as the game progressed. And it finally got put together in that Philly game where, other than that, that terrible Hail Mary play at the very end.
Which I blame the coaching on that, be fair. You saw blitz and you had a timeout left, you didn't call it. I'm sorry, that's not on him. He's a rookie. Bill Callahan should have called timeout. You had one timeout left. You could have called it and changed the protection. That's not on the rookie quarterback. That is on the head coach. I'm sorry.
I would agree with you. I would agree with you there. I was saying this, the execution of the play also is just.
I agree. Yeah.
But no, I completely agree with you there, JD. But that should Callahan should.
Sorry, that play makes me so mad because a lot of people were like, "Oh, same old, Haskins, great game," followed by his typical whatever. It's not.
No, the thing is, like Haskins has the arm to get from that point to get that ball into the end zone, no problem.
You got to wait for the receivers to get there. That's the problem. And if they're blitzing, you don't have the time.
And so which game was it that he was saying, what do I have to do? Tell me.
That was against the Jets.
Was that against the Jets?
That's
where he was begging them, guys, tell me, what do you want me to do? What do I need to do to help you to help me? And
I think it was the Jets or Bills.
I think it was the Jets.
It was the Jets game.
And some people thought that was more of a sign of weakness. I thought that was a sign of leadership, of him going up to the offensive line and saying, "Hey, y'all not protecting me. Can you fucking protect me, please?
Yeah.
Can you throw a block or two?"
Right. And people, I think when people think of quarterbacks, they think of your Drew Breeses, your Tom Brady. They think of Tom Brady. They think of these guys who kind of in their tunnel vision. But now you look at it, you don't really have to win with those guys as much. There's different styles of leadership. You look at Lamar Jackson, you look at Pat Mahomes, you look at these guys, Russell Wilson, who did it. Like they stay true to themselves, but you don't have to be in this textbook like style thing. You don't do certain things. It's like Colin Cowherd goes after Baker Mayfield about him and him being Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield probably could be a great quarterback in this league, but you know what his problem was? He doesn't have the right leadership. Freddie Kitchens was a joke. That was a joke of a hire. So, and getting back to my point, go say that again.
That's another example of Greg Williams getting shafted. He did a great job taking over last
you're absolutely right.
Oh, completely agree with you. Greg Williams will never be a head coach in the NFL though, just because of Bountygate.
He got blackballed.
He got blackballed so badly.
He got blackballed. He got blackballed, and that's a shame. The man's damn near 60 now, so he's over 60. So he's kind of at that point where the window's kind of closing for him to be a head coach.
I mean, the Browns may just interview him though. I mean, they might just like realize, oh hey, you did a way better job last year. We're sorry, and they offer him a good amount of money to make up for it.
And if he's any kind of man, you know what I'd say?
F you.
You can take it and shove it up your ass, because it's the same thing when the Redskins wanted to interview him. Although there's been a whole lot of time that lapsed in between him leaving Washington and him probably come back for another interview, and then he took the Jets job. I mean, I wouldn't forget stuff like that. I can forgive you, but I won't forget it. Like you affected my bottom line. I had to move my family. Pretty much was guaranteed. But Greg Williams, not saying he didn't do some shady stuff. Like you remember when they went out and they put 10 men on the field against the Bills, Joe Gibbs said he didn't know about it. Now, whether that's early onset dementia or Greg Williams just didn't tell him, we'll never know.
No, I think Greg Williams just didn't tell him.
Yeah, like that's.
I think it was a defensive player meeting with Greg Williams, obviously aware of it, and it might have just been a player thing actually, and just the player said, "Look, Reed, we trust you, but this first play it's gonna be us, all right?"
Yeah. So let me see. We got some comments here. So let's see.
And so I was checking Twitter, and as of about an hour ago, they were still at dinner.
Oh Lord.
So I mean,
man,
and
maybe they'll bring back Scott McCloughan. They're just kind of.
I mean, to be fair, Scott McCloughan said that Bruce Allen was the problem. That was the reason why he was really let go, was because of Bruce Allen, and that
this is what they're going to do.
That he had a good relationship with Dan Snyder, and he would love to come back.
They're relocating the liquor store in Ashburn to Redskins Park.
Oh,
that's what they're getting ready to do. That's what they're getting ready to do for Scotty McCloughan.
Maybe they're going to ask Eli for his beer guy.
Yeah, they might. So we're in talking about the future in the draft. I think we're all sold on it. Redskins are going to go. They should go at least. Edge rusher maybe from Ohio State, Chase Young.
I would agree.
Or if Trent Williams doesn't come back, the end as well. That's. Yeah,
however, they can trade if they want to go the Andrew Thomas route. They should trade back for that. They should.
Yeah.
They could probably trade back to maybe because I'm checking Tankathon real quick to see what the current order is. 2020 NFL draft order. So top 5, we have Cincinnati, Washington, Detroit, Giants, and the Dolphins. I mean, they could. It's a possibility Detroit wants to move on from Matthew Stafford. So if Detroit wants to take a chance on Tua and that becomes like a big thing, Washington could trade back with Miami to get those 2 of the first round picks they have this year, and maybe like their second. So that way they could trade back some if they decide not to go the Chase Young route.
Right.
And they decided to go the Andrew Thomas route. Because then Detroit would move. Then Detroit might take Chase Young. Giants might take Chase Young at that point. Giants might take Jerry Jeudy. Actually, I think that's where the Giants are going to go. Ironic enough, I don't know if you guys knew this, but had the Dolphins made that 2-point conversion at the end of the game, we would have the first overall pick right now. How would you feel about that? If you had the chance for Joe Burrow, would you trade out Dwayne Haskins?
I'd take Chase Young with number 1 overall pick.
You believe that much more in Haskins than you do Burrow?
Yeah, there's a reason why Ryan Day in Ohio State or was Urban. Yeah, Urban was up there. Never mind.
JD, no, I can't. Are you trying to? JD, are you there?
I might have lost him. Let's see here.
Because he sent something in.
No, we can't hear you, Chief.
No, buddy.
Let me see here. Yeah, we can't hear you. He just sent a private chat to us. Mm-hmm. Let me see. I'm going to unmute so you can see. Yeah.
I thought we hadn't gone warp speed in a while.
Yeah. But while we work on that, yeah, you talk about Chase Young, and I mean, he left and he can come back. Just click that link, JD, and Twitter again. You talk about Chase Young. I don't think that you can pass up that, and then you get the edge rusher. But the one thing we haven't talked
about, Kerrigan being, not with Kerrigan having, some health problems this year for the first time in his career.
Yeah,
and then,
I can hear you.
Also being as old as he is.
Right.
I think the best bet this year, we've invested our last 3 first-round picks in the D-line. I think another one would be overkill. And we just invested like $50 million in Ioannidis.
No, that's only like $5 million a year, though. But if we switch back to a 4-3, though, like the speculation is going to be, the speculation is we're going back to the 4-3.
4-3, yeah.
So, I mean, with, like as I was saying, Kerrigan's getting up there. I think he's on the wrong side of 30, if I'm not mistaken, or close to it.
I think it's 34.
Kerrigan's 34?
No, he's not that old, I don't think.
Let me Google it.
He's probably 31 or 32. Yeah.
Ryan Kerrigan is 31.
31, yeah, that's what I thought.
Well, I was way off.
Yeah, I the one thing that the Redskins looked terrible at this year was
getting to the quarterback.
It really was. It was all until Montez Sweat finally came on. See, this is what you had. People, listen to me. I'm talking to everybody out there. Have patience with these damn rookies. Shut up.
This year was a mulligan year too.
Every time people are like we in that dumb ignorant group on Facebook where I don't know why I'm still in there. Oh Lord, Haskins just got sacked. Oh no, he's terrible. We've got to get I don't think he's the answer. Oh no. Oh well, he threw a touchdown pass. Oh, okay, let's see. The boy led him to 27 points and 20 some odd points, but the defense gives up 35. Something don't add up there. You gotta get to the damn quarterback. But have patience with him, y'all.
And that's the reason why we kept getting torched, because we couldn't get to the quarterback. The corners, Dunbar, Moreau.
Amir, I think you just got called out though.
Oh yeah.
We're top 10 in sacks though. I'm gonna check that one. Is that true?
Yeah, but in what situations? I
That's
always
true.
go about
Yeah.
situational sacks are
sacks.
key.
Yeah, third downs.
I don't care if we're top 10 in sacks.
Right.
We had a record of 3-13. You think I care if we're top 10 in sacks?
Yeah, you're right.
Tell me how many sacks came on third down.
That's true. You're right.
Guys,
We were the
Yeah.
worst
I got to
team
get
in
off
third
here.
down
Let's
percentage.
say
Okay.
one more thing. One more thing. I think, well, two things, I guess. I think trading back and getting a left tackle's the best option, and trading away Trent Williams is the best option. I mean, we're starting new. Why would we have some old bad blood in the building? So
That's fair.
And we just bought a house in Haskins, and why don't we just insure it by putting getting a left tackle and protecting them?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So,
you're not wrong there.
And also, what else is I think a lot of people that are complaining about the defense and the players, I think scheme has a lot to do with it. Minuski never blitzes. I don't think he puts people in a position to be successful. A lot of the plays you saw this year was just guys being athletic and guys just putting themselves in good positions. I really don't think Minuski's mental. I don't think it's stupid, but I don't think he's as good a coordinator as we could have. We could have a much better coordinator, blitz guys. We did. We were at the.
Rivera wants to bring. Supposedly Rivera's going to bring on Wilkes.
Yeah.
As long as there's pressure, Brian. I was at the Giants game and I saw firsthand how we didn't put any pressure.
Nobody.
No blitzes.
Nope. Nobody
on the quarterback. On a rookie quarterback, we put zero pressure on him the entire game, and we played zone, and he just picked us apart.
And then they just set Monte Nicholson 10 yards off the line of scrimmage, and he just stands there.
Yep.
Legitimately, that's. I got one question for you before you go.
Okay.
They said there was a report last week that said that Minuski's scheme was too complex. For how complex does it have to be that you get F'd
for what
up
a bunch of kindergartners?
That's
seriously.
what I'm thinking. How is what in the world? JP Finley.
JP Finley is a lot of the players hate his scheme because it's way too basic, too vanilla. That's what a lot of players said to JP Finley. Or maybe it was one of the other guys on the Redskins podcast.
It was either Kime or Finley that they had reported that said that the defense was too complex. I was like, in what world? You just sit
maybe
back
it was
there.
Too complex for Josh Norman. I don't know. Maybe that's who it's too complex for. But the defense is pretty straightforward. Either they're going to do zone and they're going to send four guys, or they're going to do man-to-man and send four guys. It's not that complicated.
No. I was like, what?
And all you got to do to beat them is go trips on one side bunch and then have them cross. And that's how you get a guy wide open every time. That's how the Eagles beat us. They got 3 touchdowns on that.
God.
So like you said, be patient with the rookies. But I'm going to head off, guys. My wife's going to get dinner.
All right, man. Happy New Year.
Hail, guys. Love and hail.
Peace out. See you, man.
Love his house, bud.
See you, Amir.
Later.
See you guys.
So I'm going to find this because this was this.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
You know what I'm like? Redskins defensive scheme.
I'm gonna have to get off here in about 10 minutes too. Gotta get the
okay,
kid ready
yeah,
for bed.
I'm gonna get off of here too, pretty. NBC Sports Washington.
Mm-hmm.
This is what it said from JP Finley. Redskins' frustration with Greg Minuski's complex scheme is at boiling point. It's just too complex once. It's just, what the hell is too complex about getting burnt like Christmas ham?
Mm-hmm.
What's complex about it? It's too complex. You know what that's it. When you say something's too complex, that you are alluding that you do not have the mental awareness or stability to accomplish it. You're saying it's too hard, and I can't do it. That's what kids do. That's what that would. Oh my God, that's what a 5-year-old says when they're or 3-year-old says when they're trying to write their R's or something. Say, "Mommy, Daddy, that's too complex. That's too hard. I don't know how to do that." Then you know what?
My son says that when he can't build a certain Lego set. I mean, come on.
Right. If it's too damn complex, what do? You study. You go out there and you make it to where it's not too damn complex. It's not that hard. If you want to be great,
you educate yourself.
If you want to be great, there's a price and then there's a cost for it. But your price and your cost will get you your reward. You don't want to do it. I've seen some asinine crap from this organization. This was one of the worst ones I have ever seen. It was laughable. It was laughable, man. This is why people think this team is a joke. It's stuff like this. This is Ron Rivera. When you come in, you need to find all these snitches and get them out of here. Gone, get them out. Like, we don't need to hear this. Whether you like Greg Minuski or not, you don't need to hear that. That's
no, Greg Minuski's gone. So I mean,
he's gone. No, I'm talking about beforehand. You don't need to hear that stuff. Like, that stuff we should never hear about.
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is. And then another thing I think is interesting. The Giants are about to be on their 5th head coach in 4 years. No, 4th head coach in 5 years.
No,
think about that.
4th, yeah, 4th. You're right.
Yeah, 4. Yeah, you think about
Coughlin, McAdoo, Shermer,
and Shermer, and then who's going to be? They said Matt Rule from Baylor is a top candidate. Jonathan Lynch. He's like, and I think this is for you. Do you think the Redskins should bring back Jordan Reed, or should they draft a tight end? I think they'll find one in free agency. I think they'll go after Austin Hooper.
If Austin Hooper is going to be a free agent, then yes, 100%.
I think they're going to go after him.
Get Austin Hooper if he does not get extended by the Falcons. Like I said, if Greg Olson's available, he'll know Rivera's scheme. So I mean,
right.
Bring him on to teach like Sprinkle. Sprinkle's starting to come into his own a little bit.
Yeah, I was surprised he actually caught 2 balls.
Exactly. But I liked Hedges a lot those last couple of games.
Oh yeah, Hale Hinches, yeah, from Alabama.
Is he Alabama?
Yeah, he's from Alabama.
Yeah, look at that. But I kind of liked him a lot. I want to see what he can do with the offseason underneath his belt. If they bring it back?
Yeah, we got another one too here.
Okay.
Do you take a right tackle in free agency? Morgan Moses sucks. Can I answer this?
Go right
ahead. I'm going to answer this. So, Gregory, at the beginning of the year, I was a proponent of Morgan Moses. The man's a UVA grad. He's got to be a sharp fella, right? I don't think his UVA degree is worth the paper it's written on. The excuses that has came out of this brother's mouth over the last 10 weeks or so in his play on the field, where he's went, for lack of a better term, brain neutral on play, where he's just looked like Albert Hainsworth of the offensive line. And then he'll get on with the junkies and he'll make up excuses about why Dwayne Haskins got mad at us and all this stuff. He is excuse me, is a unmitigated. He is a scrub. He's got to go. He's awful. Like, he really is. He is nothing but straight up hot garbage.
He needs to
That's all
go.
he is.
They should at least put the franchise tag on Sheriff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like he's hot garbage, man. I don't understand it. He is awful.
But the thing is, there
Like
isn't that many right tackles, like decent right tackles available in free agency. Let's see here. 2020 NFL free agents. So top 50 free agents. This was as of 2 days ago. The top ranked offensive lineman is Brandon Sheriff at number 8, which we got to try and keep. Anthony Costanzo from Indianapolis is the next one, and he's a tackle. We can try him out. I think I liked what they did with Eric Flowers at guard. He did a good job.
He's going to try to get paid, though.
Was he on a 1-year deal or 2-year deal?
1 year.
1 year. Oh, that's why. Then they have Wes Martin. Then Wes Martin was doing favorable. We'll see what Wes Martin can do. I think we need a center. I think Chase Roulier is terrible.
What's his ranking?
His PFF ranking?
Yeah.
Let's see here. PFF center rankings. Player grades. Let's try that.
What do you think of Jack Conklin? From the Titans? He's pretty good. I don't think his contract runs out, though.
No, I think he was just drafted in 17 or 18.
No, he's drafted in 16.
Was he in 16?
Mm-hmm. So he's got I think he's pretty good. I don't think he's going to be leaving Tennessee.
I can't find what his. Not my phone, at least.
I mean, you don't really need, like, as far as a center goes, like, you don't need average is good for a center. You know, he's got to be out there to do the signals and everything. I think build the guards, like your guards will make up for your deficiency with your centers, and then you know you got your tackles to protect your quarterbacks, whichever blind side they have, or they're front facing. So, you know. But, man, there's a lot of good things I think that happened today. Just the one thing is Dan can't get tunnel vision. He can't he can't stop. He needs to do everything he can to just build on this momentum.
Yeah.
And
I think honestly, like letting go of Larry Hess just shows the amount of how much he wants to change.
How aware he's becoming. Like, I mean, he has. You know, and the one thing, to Dan's credit, people would get mad at him for firing people too soon. Now he's firing people too late, and people get mad. Now maybe he's found the medium. So, you know, we'll see. We will see what happens. It's going to come fast and furious. But, Amir, we've been on here a little too long. Been out here about an hour. So we appreciate y'all dropping by, getting the questions. Kyle Smith, maybe for the GM, maybe Louis Riddick, who knows? But we'll see. We'll see what happens, and we'll be here every step of the way, y'all. But like we say here, on the Warpath, love, peace and hail. And we will be talking to you real soon. We are out, y'all. Oh yeah. Also, don't forget to follow us on Twitter, and don't forget to follow us on YouTube and Periscope. We're out, y'all.